all about loyalty. Loyalty to you. Loyalty to me. What's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? This is Super Mike 2164, and I'm here. And we're going to have a little conversation tonight. We want to make it real clear. We're trying to get people to understand a certain concept. It's a concept you just can't say to someone sometimes, just like the Matrix. Should the Democrats or Republicans get our loyalty? Should black people be loyal to anybody except the highest spiritual righteousness that they know of, which is God? I mean, really, how can you be loyal to anybody who's loyal? What's going on, brother Quincy? Yeah. Yeah, what's up, brother? Yeah, we about to go deal with something tonight. We're going to have an open talk, so if you want to come up, brother, you can come up. I'm going to drop the link in a minute. I'm going to lay a little foundation, though, just to get our conversation pointed in the right direction. It won't be that long once we start talking, hopefully. But we do want to get everybody just lined up in the right direction where we're going here. So I had a conversation on Facebook, y'all. And, we're talking about Democrat and all that stuff and the vaccine, all that crap, right? So what ends up happening here is we had a little debate about, the Democrats. Firstly, I was like, well, the Democrats or the Republicans, both of them are crap. You can't be woke. They want to make all of our terminology negative. When black people come up with a positive terminology, see, your enemy's job is to reverse anything you do. That's how you know they hate you. Whatever you do, they want to reverse it. You see, that's what they do. Even with Hotep, they got Hotep is bad now. You're a Hotep nigga. But Hotep, when we found what Hotep was, it means peace. It identified a very important lie that was being told by the white supremacists in archaeology against black people. And so we were like, Hotep, brother, Hotep, sister, because we found out that ancient Kemet, or as they call it now, Egypt, was a black society. And the white people were like, well, it was mixed. They had different this and this and that. Well, we see those other people that came in, the foundation, the pyramid builders, all of those folks, they were black folks. The science, the ones who hid the science, that way you can't redo it. That's the reason why y'all can't build those pyramids no more. Yeah, they were black folks. So that's a thing. But now they want to try to turn Hotep into bad. They want to make, everything that we do woke. Woke was used to be, brother, wake up, man. You sleep. Sleep is the cousin of death. We never sleep because sleep is the cousin of death, right? You don't want to be dead, so you want to wake up. You want to be aware to your surroundings. You don't want to be in a slumber, a sleep, where people could come along and kill you, trick you, direct you into that which, you may not decide for yourself. But now woke is bad, right? The white man says woke is bad, so we want to say woke is bad too. Because we want to be nice.
Struggling to find them.
So we want to be friends. Okay, so my thing is here. Now that we found out that the Democrats are a sleazy snake in the grass, just like Malcolm told us, You know, it takes us a long time to get this stuff. Like our people told us this stuff. It'd be 50 years before we get it. He said, you know, the liberal, that liberal is a slick fox. Brother Malcolm told us. And then it took a while, but Martin Luther King ends up getting it close to his death. So let's look at this little set clip here I got. Harry Belafonte let us know later what Dr. King conversation he started. This is when Dr. King started becoming woke, waking up. Listen.
At my home, we just finished a strategy meeting on the Poor People's Campaign. And he seemed quite agitated after what we thought was a very successful gathering and discussion. And he said to me, I said, what's the matter, Martin? You seem very agitated. He said, well, I am. Because I've come upon a thought that I don't know how to deal with at this moment. I said, well, what is it? He says, we fought long for integration. It looks like we're going to get it. I think we get the laws. He says, but I'm afraid that I've come upon something I don't know quite what to do with. I'm afraid that we're integrating into a burning house. And when we asked for further clarification, Andy Young was with me at that time, my wife, others. He said, America's lost whatever little moral vision it had. Its moral sense has run away from the nation. And a nation that is not governed by morality and moral principles is a nation that's headed for an abyss. And I think black people have been struggling to get into this system. Maybe getting into a system that in the final analysis is a Sodom and Gomorrah will not work because its selfish goals, its need for profit, its need for supremacy, its need to be the best has clouded its moral vision. And with no moral vision, no nation can be healthy enough to lead its people anywhere except to destruction.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare.
This is what it is, guys. So that's the point, that too many of us we refuse to accept something that Dr. King just began to get. Brother Malcolm was already telling us. He was telling us about the differences, what's happening out here with these Negro revolution and then the Black revolution, this integration mentality. So since we wanted to integrate, we have to stick with our people until they figure it out. So now we're dealing with a situation of abortion. So right now our people starting to realize that the Democrats, the liberals, they were a slick fox. They were killing you. They were smiling in your face with a nice little grin. And let me see, and with a nice little grin. And then after it gains your trust, they lead you into that abyss that Dr. King was talking about. So let me look at this here. People are saying that the Democrats are snakes, which they are. So black people are now going away from the Democrats. Yeah, the wolf of the fox. So black people are going to the Republicans. Wait a minute, bro. You can't be loyal to the wolf either. The wolf or the fox. Neither. Both are your enemy. You must prepare yourself to fight both of them. You know, if you want to live, you can't let the lion and the tiger fight it out on who's going to eat your ass. While they're fighting, you better be building a defense for yourself so that whoever wins that battle, when the winner of that battle comes to try to claim you as the prize, okay, you'll shoot that shit in the head. You'll be done with it. Yeah, that's the situation we're dealing with. And we got black folks out here, and I think I can just show the screen. Brother told me, come on, Leroy. Brother told me to start the conversation. We came up. He probably sleeps somewhere, but that's okay because I got enough clips to make it through, and we'll have a good little show. And like I said, Brother Quincy, if you got a little time, if you want to come up, then you can come up too. But I want to show everybody from this here. This is what we're going to have to quickly understand. I'm going to play a couple of clips just to get anybody who's looking at this real fast understanding. Back in the 60s, we had riots because black people were sick of their shit. We realized what they were doing. We blew it up. We tore up the cities. They killed Dr. King. We were rioting, and they decided to try to use violence to suppress us. They realized that wasn't gonna work because they can't, as big and bad and many guns the white people got. When you're dealing with somebody who's already living internal, you can't deal with 30 to 40 to 50 million people in open rebellion. So you're going to have to use a little smart tactic. So, they were already trying to use their eugenic society to kill you. And what they were doing now is get you into their political society, get you to trust them, offer you in, give you a president. And now they got you into their agenda. So why now do we need a law? Yup. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, brother. You can just chill right quick. It's all good. It's all good. Nope. You don't have to come up because, like I said, I got a few clips. We'll make it nice, short, and sweet, and nice and eventful. But we want to take people on the timeline. So now, after you rioted, they realized they can't take it by force. They can't take your butt like they used to take your backside, buck breaking. They couldn't do it that way no more because you not only were a little smart, but now you're starting to fight. You was fighting now. Yeah, see, look, they were like, oh shit, we can't handle this. We don't got enough soldiers for this. Look at our sister, Gloria Richardson. Our women is damn ain't playing. So they had to separate that. You see that unity between that black man, the black men support that that woman feels safe. You got a damn devil there with a metal helmet on, a knife, a kill bar on the edge of a damn gun, and he's scared. And she is like, nah, I'm not scared. Get that shit out of here. So what that tell you about the power of our unity? What tells you about the power of our unity? And this woman is still alive today. This is the woman that Malcolm X mentioned, Gloria Richardson. These are the people who started the grassroots march on Washington. So this is one of the ones that he mentioned. They were coming to Washington to take care of business. And that's where the white people took control of the march. And, so she was the one negotiating. She said everybody in this photo that was black was a sellout except this one brother on her far left. 2 brothers down was the one helping her. But everybody else in there is a sellout. And, of course, a white supremacist. That's the same woman that did this. That's Gloria Richardson. That's her. So, anyway, that's Black history for you. So, but the point is, they had to break up that unity because we were fighting together. So here, now you fast forward, they kill your leaders, they throw drugs into your neighborhood. Here you go. Now,
raise your hand if you would.
Now they got you. Once they got your woman saying stuff like this.
Like to be married to your baby's father. 1. The rest of you who don't plan to get married, why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. It's a lot of responsibility, and then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so it really, male figures are not substantially important in the family.
Y'all, do you realize when that white man heard this shit, that was music to his ears? We have accomplished our goal. See, because they couldn't, back in the 60s, they had to make a law to try to force you to sterilize so they could sterilize you. But the white man was trying to make
and
you
racially genetic in origin.
sterilize yourself. This is here where the white man told you that he wants you to sterilize yourself. This is a debate between with this guy, I forgot this name, Shockley, William Shockley, and our great sister Frances Cress Welsing on Tony's Black Journal. This is the white man. He's part of the Eugenics Society. He's a professor at Stanford University. This is the university where all of the Facebook, the moguls, all of the YouTube, Bill Gates, and all of these Steve Jobs, this is their teacher. This is the guy who's training all of those guys in that. That's where these people, that's where he was teaching. He was also an inventor of transistors and stuff. So those were his students. And his job, he wanted to make black people, that dysgenics wanted to discourage you from having children. He wanted to make you feel like it was your own idea to kill your own babies.
Any opportunity I have to bring this out so that people can look at it and worry about it.
Dr. Shockley, you are accused of having a theory that is a white racist theory. How do you respond to that?
Well, I respond to that by saying that I've considered whether or not I am a racist. Racist is an epithet that used to damage my self-esteem, but it doesn't anymore. I feel it's untrue. If you look in the dictionary as to what is, truth will emerge.
Because back in 1969, the Black Caucus in the American Psychiatric Association, we had said that racism, and when we talk about racism, we're talking about non-white. And in my is a genetic recessive trait. Then we can that white people have to.
She's going to tell us his agenda. And that's what I'm getting to real quick. This is a very important debate. Listen to the whole thing, but I want us to see what their goal is. See, this is what we are not getting. This is what Brother Malcolm was trying to tell us with the liberal and the Fox and the Wolf situation. This is what they've been doing. This is their objective, and they're trying different ways to get it done. Okay?
The effective majority, large numbers of white people, have to move in a hostile and an aggressive way against people of color and have to constantly focus on it's you who's genetically inferior because they realize that there's something wrong with their genetic status. Now,
may I take a call?
Oh, sure,
right.
please.
Let me, so.
And let me say, here are, just to show that these things exist, is a pamphlet. It is very important in respect to this question of, and so this is.
So this is right here. So this is his objective. Now listen to this part real good. He's talking about, oh, these women having children, the college grads. See, they need to get your woman into college, educate her for their way, because those educated women have the least amount of children, and they can get. Once they get your woman educated, then we get this type of talk.
3 out of 4 children had both parents. Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like.
Now we know he knew they wasn't married because he the one put them in front of the damn camera. So we want to listen to this. This is a Fox here. He pretending. He's listening for something.
Like to be married to your baby's father. 1. The rest of you who don't plan to get married, why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then.
See, they love what she's saying. They love what she's saying. Now, let me tell you why, because this is what they trained them to say.
Unfavorable. It is reproducing far more at the bottom end and not enough to keep even at the top end.
Dr. Shockley, can
for
you
whites,
explain?
let me just finish this. For whites, the numbers are also in this direction, but nowhere nearly as severe.
Dr. Shockley, I think that in all fairness, you should explain to the audience why it is that you have, first of all, you have a very large segment of the black population who are on farms, who are deprived in cities. Why don't you explain at the time that you're showing this, who is keeping black people in a situation like they're in? I mean, it could be, you could turn it around the other way, where you could have very large numbers of black people who are exposed to educational opportunities like white people, who are exposed to housing, who are exposed to health facilities. Why don't you explain that at the same time that you put figures like that?
I'm sure you would explain it.
See, that's your job, Negro. We're not going to tell them what our plan is here. That's for you. I'm sure you would tell them our plan, but I'm not going to verify that shit. That's what he said. And the thing is, y'all, this is something that's very key. These little segments of stuff is very key. So she's basically saying he wants them to decide to kill their own kids. So now they got us. This shows us he's part of that society. Okay, this is the American Birth Control League. I'm gonna show y'all something about that in a second. I got to build up to this. So we fast forward. They got our girls to act like this. This is how they
A whole family to kill.
So now she's the woman in the perfect state for them. She's nothing a man can really deal with. A real man won't deal with this here. Now we got to get the men in the state that we want them to, because even though these women are hard for them to stay married, so now they're looking at their children as a burden. You see, they're not looking at their children as something that they love. They're looking at their children as another damn problem that they got to deal with. And they got to make it with this kid. This is like, single motherhood is like a badge of honor thing. They knew that was going to stress these women out. So now you have to you get the men. How you need the men to be? The big strong men, the big athletic black man, the Shaft, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's, the Mr. T. How do you get that type of man to be?
Steak and pizza. So if this is what I gotta do to get you to listen, then take a good look. But my eyes are up here, guys.
Listen to that shit. Now who gonna deal with this? This is where they got the men. Now we got them. Let's move on. So now you have to make a law to stop women from killing their kid. See, that's what they were doing. This is how they're stringing you along. See, the white supremacists don't plan like we do, straightforward, right away, up front. We about to get y'all and kill y'all all. That's not how it's done. Listen to what Obama said. Now they're gonna cut it out here. It's just a small clip, but listen to this here. Hold on. This is he just said this probably like 7 months ago on C-SPAN. So y'all can look at it. He had a conversation at cspan.org, and he was talking at Stanford University. You can look this up. But
on billion,
hold on. They quieted it out.
And yet this
Hold on.
Achievement. Achievement is an unbelievable achievement. And yet this
Hold on. Here it is. All right, let's listen here.
Is an unbelievable achievement.
He's talking about the shots. The fact that they got a bunch of Myrna shots. So,
and yet this
if you can read his voice, I'm gonna play it real so you can read his lips. but he's saying it. He's saying that this was an experiment. He says experiment on essentially 300 million people or something like that.
And yet, on billions of people worldwide.
You experimented on billions of people worldwide. Y'all look at that. I recorded it and down C-SPAN. They done silenced the shit. So this is how they do. They censorship, y'all. So the thing is this. Now we can get to why birth control. Now, keep in mind this stuff was happening under Democrat and Republican administrations. And also, this is your business community. The Republicans were funding your education. They defund your education and then talk about you. You ain't got no money for your schools, and they pretend like they care. See, that's that Fox mess. You know, they show black folks and then they come in there pretend like they care when they can just give you the money. They know what you need.
How does it start?
Being honest about our dropout rate, being honest about our illiteracy rate.
Guess who they talking to? A woman. Illiteracy rate, dropout rate, all that stuff black folks didn't have historically. They did that. That's why Dr. Krasner-Welsing was like, can you tell them?
These points that you see here lie on a line, which is not the central line, but they lie systematically on a line. What it says is that so far as visual acuity is concerned.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so that's done. I'm done with that point. So the point is this. Let's look at this here. So my point is here with these showings, it's showing you that there is a consistent agenda that these folks got going on. They got an agenda here. This is a genocide agenda. A genocide agenda. This is not something that is done in a few minutes here. It's done by voting. There's something y'all gonna have to get. And of course, because they're the one educate you and they're the one show you history, you're being now we're getting a turn on it because we're teaching each other online. We're teaching each other far more now. So now they got to try to do open things that, you know, the wolves had to come out. You know, the Republicans in Florida, he got to pretend like he want to cancel education, which, you know, that ain't going to happen. But then you got Facebook. Facebook literally cited my post. Let me show you what they stopped. They claim this is a threat to them. Look at this. The damn PolitiFact. Y'all, this ain't even a real fact. A PolitiFact ain't a fact. We're talking about Blacks and Native American ancestry, and we're having a discussion on, you know, these different lineages that include Black America. PolitiFact of Facebook chimes in, flags the post of our Black conversation. The evidence is plentiful. Black Americans' ancestors came from Africa despite contrary claim. Nobody said that Black America didn't come from Africa. When did we come from Africa? Okay? You slime balls, you freaking Facebook fascists. I'm trying to be nice. I don't want to, you know, it's crazy. How dare they? And then people say, yeah, we got Black enough. We go talk on other platforms that's no censorship and stuff like that. But you know how many millions and millions of people are on Facebook that need to see our conversation and need to be able to educate themselves with a critical review of information that a good debate can have, they're going to flag the damn posts. So that's letting you know they're controlling the perception management is going on. This is what's happening. And if I had enough money, I would try to sue them for this, because it has to be known. They can't just be doing that. But whatever. They know damn well they got the money, so you can't really stop them anyway like that. So, but the point is, if we don't be careful, we should not have these people as our leadership. You should not be comfortable with white folks leading any damn thing that you got to really do that's supposed to be for you. Now they can do something for them, and then y'all work together. That way you can leave anytime you see fit. It ain't working out, we're gonna do our thing our way. Okay. And just because you work with them on this little issue, you might have to fight them on the next issue. That's how it is. All this loyalty, black folks, we got too much damn loyalty. We got to get this slave gene out of us. We want to be friends so bad that just because we cooperate on one or two issues and we agree with some white people on a couple of things, then we got to just do everything now with them. And if we want to argue with each other when it's clear that, okay, the last agenda item might have been a good thing, but now these people, they're trying to go back to racism. We can't have that. We can't co-sign them, officially messing up our history in Florida, no state. I mean, they can do what they want to do, but we can't be co-signing it and, justifying it and working with it. We want to talk about each other like they talk about us, talking about something wrong with woke. Do you know we made that term up? That's a term that's a good term. Who wants to be sleep? So let me go through this. I want to also touch on this too. Madonna was accused of something, which she's been, it makes sense that she's doing it. I mean, anytime you get black folks in the hands of a white supremacist mentality, I don't care if they're black skin like Gabrielle Union, you get a black child. This is a boy. This is her so-called son. I don't understand how it's her son when she took him from a daddy and a mama. The other kids is with the dad and mom, but this one goes with her and turns out freakish. And now we got, thank God that she passing him around, I guess Hollywood. Passing his backside around Hollywood. Banda. That's from growing up with this chick. So who knows what's happening in that house with them people. But I just wanted to touch base on that. But I just want to finish this off. We're going to finish it off. We're almost done here. I want to touch everybody on to this birth control thing with Margaret Sanger. Now, nowadays, we got so many black women and men that's so tied to this birth killing kid thing. You have to actually make a law. The people who are against killing children, you got to make a law to stop them. That's how bad they messed us up. Margaret Sanger, birth control, and we know we had a birth control review. Let me look at this. We're gonna go to this, and we'll be done in a second, y'all. Here it is. This is a paper. This was a paper that was published by Margaret Sanger, Birth Control Review. This is in 1933, April 1933, they had a little publication. So the opinion of Justice Holmes, Supreme Court, 1927. See, this is when they were really trying to really kill you. Eugenic sterilization, and this is up in New York. They were wanting to sterilize people, and of course the Germans in World War II, they were inspired by these people to sterilize, the black folks out there. But and hold on a second here, guys. I forgot to even drop this because I didn't see my homie Leroy. But that's fine. We can do it again if he's just sleeping. Sometimes we are. But I'm still gonna drop it. I forgot I should have dropped it earlier. Thanks for rocking with me, brother Quincy. Oh yeah, don't forget to press the little thumbs up button for me. All right, that's it. If anybody's looking at this right now while I'm on, if you want to get on and have a conversation or talk about whatever you're seeing here, feel free to come on because this is those shows. I'm gonna put it on Facebook over here. Oh, maybe Facebook stopped me from posting though. Oh, they're so trash. Oh no, okay. Let me see. Okay, hold a second. Let's see if I can post it on Facebook. Facebook over here. All right. Here we go. It's on Facebook. If y'all want to come up and review, y'all can come up and check it out. But excuse me. All right, I want to just show some of this stuff. I just want to show some of these records with this, and before we get out of here, and we're almost coming up on the end. Like I said, guys, press the thumbs up, share it on your social media, and just say something. Say what's up. Put a little emoji up there. Like I said, appreciate y'all coming through. I mean, I know these type of shows are not a big thing, but this is stuff this is Black history too. The part of our resistance. The tradition of what is called now conspiracy theorists. Black people, we have a healthy skepticism. A healthy skepticism. We should have that. And it's because we got so many consistent, situations of trickery and deception and treachery. I mean, we should have a healthy skepticism, and that's why we should be wanting to separate ourselves, because we have to want to do it for ourselves our way. We got to do it our way. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother. I mean, it's separation or death. And that's what the Martin Luther King said too. He integrated into a burning house. He integrated, and look at us. We crazy as hell. Some of us, we so crazy we can't even see cleaning this up. But I guarantee you, when we do something on our own, just like they got us trained into their trash belief in a few generations, we can train us right back on into a better thinking. It'd take a generation or two, probably less. I mean, immediately we start cleaning up a little bit when we we can't probably, maybe all of it ain't gonna go away because it is really ingrained in there. But a couple of generations, boy, we'd be looking real nice. It won't take that long because we would teach ourselves much better. But like I said before, this is the selective sterilization. That's racist. Who's making that selection process? Now, we should be very skeptical of that. I was looking at this movie that came out in 2009 called The Ma'afa, 21st Century Ma'afa.
Hayes, eugenicist, 1905.
See, we got to look, I'm just going to play some of this movie a little bit. And this is fair use because it came out in 2009, but this is stuff that we got to know. You should look at 21st Century MAAFA, Ma'afa.
The American Birth Control League was wise enough to get their program of population control across by using what had worked in the past, the same code words that had established the institution of slavery and that was also used by the early eugenics movement was once again used by the American Birth Control League. The Margaret Sangers of those days did not come out and say they were trying to eliminate black people. What they did say, they were trying to rid society of the feeble-minded. They were trying to rid the society of the criminal. Well, she was successful simply because of her eugenics friends for the past 50 years had put those labels on minorities and African Americans, and therefore society was more or less desensitized.
See, notice how they work, guys. We got to start looking at things in patterns. The white supremacists can kill you all with a system. It's not, they don't do something right away, right where you can just see it. That's not a Fox method. They're going to do it it's going to take 30 years. Your kid's going to be affected by it. That's how they do things. Remember that.
In fact, the code words hid the agenda of Margaret Sanger and the eugenists. At that time, they did shift over to what they call the quality of life. It was a philosophy unquestionably used to target the poor simply because what the quality of life at its core meaning was that poor people really didn't have a reason to live. Only the white, those with status, had any chance of a meaningful or purposeful life.
And we find that there's a clip with Stacey Abrams saying she answered a reporter when she was running for governor of Georgia. She says the governor or the reporter asks her, is there anything besides birth control or besides abortion that we could do to clean up this COVID stuff or whatever? And she was like, well, birth control is a quality of life issue. And she went into all the reason why these people are having all these problems because their families are too big. Stupid.
Solution for the poor now was not to eliminate the circumstances that would cause poverty. Their solution now was to eliminate the poor, eliminate.
So when they say eliminate poverty, they're talking about kill y'all. They ain't talking about eliminate those circumstances. We're fighting poverty. That means they're killing you. That's what they're doing.
The impoverished and just wipe them off the face of the earth.
The practice of birth control among the majority of colored people would probably be more eugenic than among their white compatriots. The dissemination.
All right, there's another little part here I want to show. So we know that they was Hitler's friends. There's another part. This guy, let's see if I can find
and that the lynchings of blacks in America did not merit any regret.
Since World War II, it has been well documented that Adolf Hitler was profoundly influenced by the American.
This is interesting. Okay, this here. Lothrop Stoddard.
It's widely promoted by the Ku Klux.
Keep in mind what women take is called birth control. And it's just telling you that this is a racist organization. This is where that terminology comes from. Birth control. This is them. See, we just birth control, 1930. This is what they were controlling you. You see? See, and this little map talking about no legislation in these states. This is where they got sterilization laws in the black states. They have sterilization laws there. And then these other little states, they got legislation drawn in this stuff here. This was in 1933. They were working. See, they're systematically eliminating you. Okay? Look at that. They have a publication to direct their society. See, this is a society from coast to coast. This is like a religion. Okay? They got books, and so when they die, the thing keeps going on. This here is to stay in place until y'all dead. By any means necessary. Selective sterilization. This whole thing is about science, the trend in sterilization. They made it good. They're race towards betterment. You know, they make it sound nice and good. Feeble-minded. See that? Feeble-minded and epileptics, right? Y'all, you know, that's you. It don't matter how smart and how, you know, you thinking that you're intelligent. They're like, you stupid because you're working with me. If you helping me, you are feeble-minded. Because if you're helping your snaky enemy to kill your other people, you're just going to be the last one on the plate. So you're stupid. You're feeble-minded. So we just need to understand that. Let me see. Finish this off, guys. So here it is. More. Lothrop Stoddard, he debated W.E.B. Du Bois, and W.E.B. Du Bois murdered his arguments. And you know, we just need to understand some of this stuff. I got that debate on this channel, on the YouTube channel. But just listen to this part.
Their book, The Dragon and the Cross, Stoddard was identified as the exalted Cyclops of the Massachusetts chapter of the Klan.
Non-white races must be excluded from America. The red and black races, if left to themselves, revert to a savage or semi-savage state in a short time. Lothrop Stoddard, Director, American Birth Control League.
On the 19th of December, 1939, during a 4-month stay in Germany, Stoddard was given a personal meeting with both Adolf Hitler and the man who would eventually be in charge of the Nazi Holocaust, SS leader Heinrich Himmler.
Later, when a course on race was introduced at Halle University in Germany, its instructor stated that it would be modeled on the philosophies of American eugenicists, including Lothrop Stoddard. Eventually, Stoddard's racial views would even be featured in Nazi school textbooks.
The white race divides into 3 main subspecies: the Nordics, the Alpines, and the Mediterraneans. All 3 are good stocks, ranking in genetic worth well above the various colored races. Lothrop Stoddard, Director, American Birth Control League.
To eliminate blacks from Germany, one of the people Hitler called on was a eugenicist who had once written that blacks are an inferior race of savages who should only be allowed to survive as long as they are of use to the Aryan race. His name was Eugen Fischer, and about 20 years earlier, he had been one of the leaders of a system of concentration camps in southwestern Africa, where blacks were rounded up to be executed, experimented on, or held as free labor. Under Hitler, Fisher would serve on committees that planned the sterilization of all blacks in countries that came under German control. He would also be one of the first Nazi scientists to become publicly affiliated with the Carnegie-funded eugenics laboratory in Cold Spring Harbor, New York. Eventually, Fisher would also be put in charge of the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute, which was funded by the Rockefeller Foundation. It was here that many of the Nazi programs for creating racial purity were developed.
In 1927, Margaret Sanger organized the World Population Conference in Geneva, Switzerland, and gave it front-page coverage in her birth control review. The events program shows that several of its attendees were colleagues of Sanger's from the American eugenics movement. It also documents that among those who were given a leadership role in the conference was Eugen Fischer, the man who would eventually lead the Nazi effort to eradicate blacks from Europe.
Another American eugenicist with Nazi connections was Harry Laughlin. Now, he was an official with both the American Eugenics Society and the American Birth Control.
I'm trying to get to Walter Plecker. They have another guy named Walter Plecker. And I guess I'm not going to be able to find him. Anyway, there's another guy that was on this society. See, we need to understand this stuff because these people are Democrats and Republicans. How can you give any sort of loyalty to a party that does that? Look at this. Y'all better stop ignoring this stuff. You can't be loyal to these people. You can work with them because you agree with them on certain things. If they say they don't want abortion, cool. We're going to work together on that. But as soon as they start talking about we need to also eliminate this education because we don't want you to learn about this racist black history. Whoa. We determine what's racist for us. We determine what our children learn. Okay, we don't want abortion. Let's stick to that right now. We want better financial conditions. We can work with that together. See, that's how it works, guys. You don't just give loyalty to a party. The same Republican Party and Democrat, who are they undyingly loyal to? Guess who? The people who got your spot. Who they loyal to? These the folks they loyal to. You know, this man can't even talk. And they try to present a black man who's, you know, maybe he got some problems, but he ain't nothing like their guy, Hitler. He ain't nothing like their guy. How you going to be loyal? Both of these parties are loyal to these small hat folks. They will give them anything they want to. They'll fund that place. Yeah. And what you said, Leroy, is true. The thing is, though, with Martin Luther King, but that was in 1966, and they have been getting this birth control review people, they have been getting their open image better. Because at first they were straight KKK. Then they started realizing like, oh, we can't do that. So they started using better terminology, more mainstream words, but the agenda is the same. And, you know, we just, even today we fall for this stuff. Even today, do you know how many people will simply ignore these simple facts? This movie been out since 2009. That's 14 years. Facts, all facts. This movie has stood the test of time. Nobody will challenge it. Who disagrees? Why would they even disagree? They can't, because it's just sitting. I mean, everything's documented facts. They can challenge. Oh, we don't like the way it says making this. You know, whatever. It's hyperbolic. They come up with stupid stuff, but the bottom line is, it's facts. Exactly. Both of these parties are with those agendas. And those small hats, even though they was over there in Germany doing their thing, they still believe in that because some of them funded Hitler. And we have that from the CIA records right there. And that's a whole nother show. But some of their big wigs funded Hitler, and then the American Dulles brothers and them Truman, and they brought those guys over here to build a bomb. So we better be understanding, like, this thing is coming from all different directions. We don't have no friends. You don't stay loyal to nobody. You don't just vote straight Republican and Democrat. Some of us get confused by labels. See, if I call myself the same thing you call yourself, somehow then black folks, because of our training, you're calling yourself a Republican, and I call myself a Republican. We must be friends. That inner slave friendship, programming that they put in us, love thy enemy and all that stuff. That puts your friendship loyalty above the loyalty to your survival. It's dumb. We got to get out of that, guys. I know we don't have to be wrong, but the point is your heart should not be with a Democrat or a Republican. How can they routinely work together? Look at them. The party of slavery. That's the Democrats. They're right there. And then you got one Republican. That's this man's, he's a racist. That's what they do. This is this guy was a Democrat. He switched the black folks from Republicans. Black folks were Republicans, and he switched it to Democrats because he helped you. So, but that don't mean you're supposed to stay with the Democrats forever. You're dealing with your agendas, each individual agenda. That's what you're doing. This is the Kerner Commission. They're studying why y'all rioted. Why did y'all riot? You see, this is why they were putting these eugenic agendas on you extra hard. This is why they funded all this other stuff. This is why they got your women over here acting like men. They got your men acting like women. They got your women just happy-go-lucky to kill their babies. They got our own people. Like, we just trash all of our own historical icons. So it's not really a good thing to do. So anyway, guys, this is pretty much all I'm going to leave it on. I just want everybody to understand that, watch this movie if you haven't watched it. MAFA, Ma'afa, 21st Century. Yep, I'm going to type that in. Y'all look that up on YouTube. Pop that in there like that. I'm gonna post it on. I'll post it on Facebook if they let me post again. They restricted me. Because I'm not gonna cancel. I mean, even though they can cancel the whole group, but I just want to show everybody how that's a conversation. I'm not gonna do it. And peace to Sister Shirley Hussar. She's a sister that was a Republican down in Southern California. She did a lot of she's in the Republican, so that's fine. But she was a black woman first. She didn't just let racist talk go. She didn't go along with racist agendas just because she was a Republican. And that's the reason why we were able to have genuine conversations with this sister, because she wasn't a sellout just because she wore a Republican hat. You got to understand, a political party does not trump you as your humanity, and as far especially in America, it definitely doesn't trump your racial identity. And if you think race is nothing in America, you're not American, which is good. But you can't be loyalty to an American and not understand the concept of race, because it's built on racial categories, groups. I mean, this is why we got to know our history right. So, I mean, I can understand respect between the racial categories and racial groups. Yeah, we know that it's a construct, all this sorts of stuff, but it's a real construct until we clear it up. But right now, this sister, she was a Black woman. She was in there for black people's interests in Southern California. She was a Republican. She has passed away. I don't know if she took the shot now. So I don't know, y'all, because it's a lot of Republicans. They say a lot of people were against mandates, but they were still scared and they took the shot. So now there's a difference between being against someone forcing you to do something, but still doing it because you think it's going to help you. But she had cancer, though, so I don't believe she took the shot. She had cancer. But, a lot of people with cancer still took that shot, and, it just devastates them, too. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I got right now. Thanks for rocking with me. Make sure y'all press the thumbs up button, like it on YouTube, like it on Facebook, and go ahead and, just go ahead and share it on your social media. Hopefully let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what y'all think of this situation, because I don't know what you're gonna do if we can't get this concept. We can't be loyal to nobody but the biggest and the most righteous thing that's in your heart in the universe, which is God. So whatever that is to you, the most righteous and good thing, that's what your loyalty to. Your loyalty to is good, God, the Lord of creation. And you can call you God whatever to me, but you got to agree that he's the origin of existence. And then I'm cool with you. And we can disagree about whatever, but God is the origin of righteousness, of existence, and the origin of truth. So that's what I'm loyalty to. You show me where I'm against the God of creation and existence and truth, then I'm gonna change what I thought. Because that's what it is to me. But peace out, guys. And I think we'll leave out with some music. Let's see. I found a new musical site, so we'll see how this works out.
Perfect music for your productions. Music.
Commercials on it. I gotta get the good. I just found it. So we'll see how it works. I might pay for it.